Hello, I'm Chylli from Channel Chylli. Okay, so, funny story. I completely lost this recording. So, this is going to be more like I'm just going to be redoing the receptions that I lost last time. So, Distorted Rudolph, B Section 1, and J Corp. So, I guess let's just get right into it. Oh, jeez. I forgot, now I have to go to the credenza. Rudolph, why were you hesitating back there? The fighting isn't over yet. Look alive and keep fighting. Oh, that's fine. It's just that I've already exhausted most of my mental energy. I can still keep going. I'm aware that the reindeers use up considerable amounts of mental energy in combat, but Meow and Maxim, along with my other subordinates, are now gone. I understand that the weight of this mission has taken a serious toll on you. But there's no helping it now. We won't get any more chances at this, so forget about your surroundings, and try to hold on for a little longer. Yes, understood. Try to recall everything you've gathered so far from this battle and do your best. Now follow my lead. Captain! In the end, every last one of us got wiped out. Everyone but me. I'm going to die too if I keep going like this. There's still so many enemies left, and I'm all that's left. My head hurts so much. Was consuming so much mental energy twice in a row too much for me to handle? What's more, just the thought of the others not being able to hatch anymore makes it hurt even more. I'll have to retrieve for now. Looks like they didn't follow me here. Is this the entrance to the library? Damn it, I never thought it would be here. Right, the director of the library once said those very words here. As human beings yourself, why have none of you lost your minds yet, after slaughtering hundreds of copies of yourself just like that? It didn't matter. Each of us gave different responses that time. The captain said it was nothing compared to what she had previously seen in our lives. The rhino said that he simply tries to tough it out. The rabbit never gave a vocal response, but that doesn't matter. Perhaps she was able to make it this far due to her desire of wanting to be recognized as a hero, just like the Red Mist, who she always looked up to. But I never gave anything. No, I couldn't. Can something filled with so much resurrection and death even be regarded as human life in the first place? If I walk out the door over there, will I make it back to our Corp? To that damn forsaken place? Even if I do go back, none of my reindeers or colleagues are going to be there. The hatchery doesn't have any energy left, so they won't be coming back anymore. We failed to accomplish our mission. The ravens are going to slaughter me if I return, because this was our last chance. I have to turn back. I'll fight with everything I have until my last breath, just like they did, because this is my only option. What am I so afraid of? Why can't I get my feet to move when I know I have to fight with my head? I've already died countless times, but why am I so afraid of it this time? Did witnessing the death of my comrades weigh so heavy upon me that I lost all the will to fight? Why did I even run away in the first place? Did reaching critical levels of mental strength really justify my actions? I've only been gnawing at myself more and more, rather than focusing on recovering my strength. Just where should I go? Oh, hang on a second. There we go. I've only been gnawing at myself more and more rather than focusing on recovering my strength. Just where should I go? Is this how one loses their way? I cannot go in, nor can I go out of the library. All that awaits me is death, no matter where I go. Whether I die in the library or be disposed of outside, either way, this truly has been a miserable life. This is not human life. This is the life of a livestock that gets worked to death and will eventually be slaughtered once it's exhausted its use. Livestock. Indeed, my obsession with all of this has been so devastating to my mind. And maybe if I was a livestock, I wouldn't have to worry so much. I just need to faithfully follow the instructions given out to the letter. More than that, I don't have to think about anything at all. Now I know where I truly belong. Where I can live out my life as a livestock. Come, let us go towards that wide meadow. Right? Now let's redo that battle. Or well, I redo. This is the first time it's on camera, I guess. So... I'm still just so mad at myself for releasing that recording. Apologies for not talking much, I'm kind of just focusing. Anyway, this fight, it's not too bad. Like, I can do it fairly easily. And this should definitely kill him, so... And yep, easy enough. He really kept on eating bits of himself to just stay alive for a little while longer. That was plain disgusting, no matter how anyone looks at it. Of course, compared to the others who've witnessed stuff like this countless numbers of times, this kind of thing is just really out of the ordinary for me. Roland, I thought of something as I was looking over the reception. Would getting my hands on that one book really lead me to happiness once I finally leave this place as a human being? Because, as long as we live in the city's clutches, I will only find myself being placed under new restraints. Can this really be considered human life? My surroundings may have become much more expansive, but I fear that my life as a machine will not change. I'm a little scared. I get you. The city is a place where you have no choice but to keep on stepping over and consuming others just to get by. All that matters over there is your identity as someone human, along with the fact that each and every person's life is fleeting. You don't really have much of a say in things when you have to sever your connections with someone. That's not to say everyone in the city is beyond saving. There's plenty out there who are able to live with the pain as long as they have something precious to live for, even if they found themselves stuck in a tomb. Something precious. Well, finding one isn't exactly as easy as it sounds. Nevertheless, I thought that finding one myself would give me the strength to live there. What is precious to me? Thanks for the advice. It makes me feel a little better. And then the section 1. We've recently been flooded with a large influx of requests ever since Section 2 was wiped out in the library. Director, what should we do? At this rate, just like Section 2, we're going to... It's as if you weren't aware that it would eventually come to this in the end. Due to the Blue Reverberation's actions, Section 2, who are trying to deal with the excessive workload, was completely destroyed. Thelma, the branch manager, suddenly went missing. Despite the branch manager's absence, the association did not make any effort to take action. One of the reasons is that Thelma wasn't very helpful from the association's point of view. It must have been due to the night in the back streets. Yes, Thelma most likely disappeared during the night in the back streets. The Blue Reverberation must have something to do with it too. The Blue Reverberation is trying to control the variables of the association itself through capital and status. Don't we have to do something about this? Maybe if you file a complaint to the association, then... Eugen was the first to raise an objection over the amount of requests being sent in, but it only fell on deaf ears. Looks like the Blue Reverberation is the one behind it. Director, so is there any way out of this situation? Do we have to just suffer like this? The power, the status of a color can... The power the status of a color can possess is beyond any imagination. And I'm not just talking about their prowess in combat. The amount of influence an individual can have can be seen by just thinking about the red mist. However, to put it bluntly, Rika, there is a way. I'll start talking right now, so take a seat. Take it. That's the data I received from Eugen's office, right after their unfortunate annihilation. This is a photo of the musicians of Bremen. Investigation appears to be substantial, and if all of this is true, then the evidence we have seems sufficient to make an appeal to the association. Yes. After all, the most important thing in matters like this is evidence. Evidence that can be brought out in front of your eyes physically. No matter how prominent the facts are, nothing is going to change without the appropriate evidence to back it up. This is the reality we're faced with. And so, we'll be going to the library next. Are you saying that the library has the potential to turn this whole thing around? The library is said to have some kind of power to turn a person into a book, their own knowledge and memories filling its contents. If that's true, we should be able to get all the evidence we need from this invitation. But didn't Section 2 go to the library as well and got wiped out? Considering the amount of work that Section 2 was handling at the time, their fate was a predictable outcome. Compared to them, we've understood the situation we are in from the very beginning. Yeah, alright. Whatever it is, let's fight. Death this, death that. But we're all going to have to face it someday, right? Okay, let's take a break for today and gather the other fixers tomorrow before we set off. Looks like the Section 1, just like the Section 2 before them, are coming here to the library due to the Blue Reverberation's actions. What the hell is he thinking, that crazy bastard? Wasn't the full stop office sent to the library last time? And it happened too due to the excessive pressure placed on the She Association. Also, didn't he lead the Church of Gears to this place before for some sort of scouting mission? I mean, something seems off. Whatever his intentions may be, it's clear that this situation is to our advantage. The library will collect light faster and more steadily. Well, there's a saying among fixers. Watch your back, handle the given task accurately, save some money, and never, no matter what, don't get involved with any of the colors. All of them are mad enough in one way or another. You don't know what kind of disaster you're going to end up facing later on when you're with them. I see. I'll keep that in mind, though getting involved with them seems to have been inevitable. I've heard of the available intel we have about this place, but I still find all of this hard to believe. This place has the kind of atmosphere where seeing something dangerous pop up at any given moment isn't considered something strange. Rika, Zion, looks like it's arrived. Greetings, dear guests. Welcome to the library. I'm the director and librarian of my role's namesake, Angela. Kenji, Section 1's director of the Southern Branch of the She Association. Name's Zion. And my name is Rika. You're nicer than I thought, Director. If we do win the battle here, can we really obtain all the information we seek? If you do win, as written on the invitation, then you will obtain the book containing all the knowledge and information you desire. And there is no more need for discussion. Let's get started. May you find your book in this place. Alright, and then let's make our way over here. This shouldn't be so bad, I don't think. It was easier than the Wendigo from my experience last time, so... I think this should be pretty easy. It's no use really clashing with Shadow Sword, since it acts as a one-way attack anyway. I think the shockwave should probably kill them. It was at least enough for a stagger. Right here, Kenji's the biggest issue, so we're gonna try to get him out as fast as possible. This is going way better than I thought it would. A lot better than it did last time. And back we go to the credenza. Well, it's just like how it was in the old days. Roland, you seem to have a lot of experience in the work fixers do, considering you call yourself a washed-up one. Like I said before, I only got to that point because I struggled to survive somehow. Just because I used to work as a fixer doesn't mean I couldn't live my life differently by enjoying the wealth and happiness I got before I started working. You said to yourself that you were an exceptional grade 1 fixer, right? I didn't exactly have a lot of money to spend on myself, and I was kind of in a rush to save everything I could get. It was to the extent that if there was some furniture abandoned in front of the house, I'd just take it for myself and use it. But why were you saving up so much money? My entire life revolved around trying to deal with the cold and hunger when I was young. The only thing I ever learned to do was to be a fixer. And if you just save enough money, then I vaguely thought that the day would come then I would be happy too, once I'd saved enough. There was no one I could call family. I didn't have a decent background either. I was afraid that if the happiness that would come leave me one day, I won't be prepared to face it, and so I kept on piling all the cash I got. So, did you ever find the happiness you speak of? Yeah, I found it. Whoa, let's not blow the dust off my past all of a sudden. I'm off to sort out the books. Look, Roland, I think I haven't said it yet, so I'll say it now. Thank you for always helping me. Don't mention it, Miss Director. And the last thing I did was Corp. Hey, is it really okay for us to just barge in like this? Cut the crap and get down to business. What a bore. Okay, let me see what kind of problem our dear partner has ran into. Didn't expect that even W Corp with their hundreds of secrets could leak their singularity. The situation is really, really bad. For us, however, it's just about the opposite. According to the surveillance, the missing cleanup agents all ended up in the library, where the book of W Corp seems to be located. A library that was recently just raised to a star of the city? Correct. And it appears to be no coincidence that its appearance was accompanied by the white nights and dark days. It also just happened to be located right within the center of L Corp's misty nest. And they're also somehow strongly tied to the distortion phenomenon. But I think we still underestimated it. What do you mean? I don't think it's necessary to explain what's going on. You see what's in my hand, right? An invitation to the library? And is that the book of W Corp listed on it? The library didn't claim so many victims without a reason. However, the book of W Corp is not a high priority for us. The project will continue with or without it. But how on earth did this invitation appear? Why are the books listed so coincidental? I'm fairly certain we're not under the influence of any singularity. I sensed a familiar sensation the moment the invitation arrived, but the time of its appearance was too sudden to parse for the moment. I'm quite concerned about this power. Perhaps it can act as a key. It seems necessary to explore the library. Perhaps it is the possibility we've been looking for. Although we already know that the recent distortion phenomenon in the city is strongly connected to the library, this is my first time to witness the power of the library so close. Perhaps we really overlooked its capabilities. I will immediately begin researching for more information regarding the distortion phenomenon and analyzing the library in the process. Unfortunately, Clifford has just recently taken a squad to clean up most of the distortions in the nest. However, as far as I know, the fixers of some offices such as the Wound Office and Dream Office have also fallen victim to the phenomenon recently, but for reasons unknown, The original location of the Dream office is in ruins. I will look into the matter and visit personally. Arrange for Clifford and his team to go to the library. Won't you go to the library in person? It is not my style to put myself in danger. Alas, it's all done. What's up with all the distortions happening lately? Manpower is almost running out too. When will I finally be able to go on a vacation? Since the Hana Association has not yet intervened, it means that the situation is still under control. Roy, when did you get here? Today's mission has just ended, so I stopped by to see you. You look tired. Are those distortions that hard to deal with? The strength of these distortions doesn't amount to much. The strongest one they fought was only an urban nightmare. Most are only urban legends, but the strange abilities of those things really made me see that they completely disobey the laws of the real world. The method in which they fight back is really abstract. They cannot be destroyed just by conventional means. These indescribable features really remind me of the Dream Cube, but that was more than a decade ago. This may sound really weird, but according to the existing information we have, the source of the distortions all points to the newly promoted star of the city, the library in L Corp's nest. I've heard that W Corp's agents have fallen in the library. Even the wings can't solve the problem. It was really stupid that W Corp sent their cleanup agents to take down a star of the city. I'd be surprised if this didn't happen. And I don't know what happened to force W Corp's hand to make such a decision. However, the library should have just been promoted to a star of the city, which means that it was still only an urban nightmare at that time. This would explain why W Corp made such a rookie mistake. In short, now that news concerning W Corp's singularity has leaked, the city is about to stir up a new storm. Just received a notification from above. Guess they're assigning you and your team to the library to retrieve the book of W Corp. The higher-ups act and think fast. Is this all to start a patent war? And wouldn't it be better if you were to go on this mission? As you know, our inner locker division has its own mission. It must keep the casinos and other surrounding facilities up and running. Alright. Looks like I have to work overtime again. Proceed with caution. It is rumored that the library can use the power of the fallen guests, which is very strange. It's not like you to say that. Don't worry. I've handled several commissions regarding stars of the city. I'm no rookie when it comes to handling singularity equipment. I have completed 100 consecutive missions without a single miss. The most popular squad leader. The first in annual performance. The first in tactical assignment. Right? I can memorize it all. How about having a drink together after I come back from this mission? At the same place, you know? Once you return from this mission, I can suggest to the higher-ups to give you a promotion. But don't die, Clifford. After W Corp and R Corp, is J Corp coming to the library too? J Corp? I remember that Emma and Noah, who we received earlier, worked in one of the casinos opened in their nest. According to their books, the singularity of J Corp is a lock? The ability to lock and seal anything that is conceptually open and exposed. A very quirky singularity indeed. When I was a fixer, I once met a guy who had his brain locked up. I couldn't get any valuable information from him, so I couldn't finish the commission. I wonder what would happen if S Corp's fairy met J Corp's lock. Well, those two types of singularity products that you can buy on the market each have different ranges and strengths in effect depending on the price. What's more, after reading the truth about the warp train, I don't believe that the nature of these things is the same as the description we see. That's true. But why would Corp, who has mastered this technology, choose to open a casino business? The fields of application this technology offers should be much more than that. I'm not sure about that. Corp has always been rather secretive. Thanks to their singularity, it's quite difficult to obtain anything juicy about them. This is my first time hearing about their team of sealers, too. But I think that the wings of the world should have their own considerations, which may be related to the true nature of their singularity. As our Miss Director is really so interested, you will find out when she looks through their books. It seems that Corp has already been aware of the leak of Corp's singularity, and it seems that they're even planning to take action against Corp. It should just be an ordinary patent war, something that is all too common in the city. But this is the library. Danger lurks hidden beneath its grand appearance, truly worthy of being called a star of the city. Dear guests, welcome. I'm Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. Miss Angela, I've been ordered to collect the book of Corp listed on the invitation. Is something the matter? The invitation should have made it clear that if you fail here, you will become a book. Is the company's order worth risking your own life? If you die here, that friend of yours will be very sad. In the city, only the truly strong have the right to choose, and I have no choice. If I want to break free from the chains of the city, all I can do is overcome these trials and become stronger. If I die here, it would only mean that I wasn't strong enough. That's all. In the city, does freedom really exist? As long as you remain in the city, you will find yourself being bound by invisible chains. It is far from easy to break yourself free. May I enter now, please? May you find your book in this place. Alright. Let's get in there and fight him. Let's get this all worked out. Thank God I got that mass attack. Geez, they roll really high. I was expecting to outroll them, but unfortunately that was not how it worked out. And on we go to the second act. The projection seems to be a little off, but it still came in. This is the interior of the library. Sure enough, the space here feels really different. No wonder the anchor point connection to Clifford's body has been weakened. Well, it's time for me to enter. Okay, let's work all this out. Okay, that's all 3 of the lesser ones down. And victory. That was fairly easy too. And let's view the post-battle. To be honest, their combat effectiveness was a bit out of my expectations. The way they fight is not quite what I imagined too. The weapons in their hands seem to be able to store mental energy and release it in a burst when needed. The way they fight reminds me of the Corp's reindeers and their mental barriers. So no matter how much you look at it, it has to be a product of Corp's singularity. But you still did a great job with the reception, didn't you? Yeah, but what the hell was that projection that appeared at the end? How the hell did he get in? I'm not really sure. Maybe it has something to do with the singularity? Those two mysterious figures from earlier have really grabbed my attention. But Corp's singularity is clearly the lock. You said it yourself, singularities are often not as simple as they seem to be. As for the difference in how each of them fight, Corp also makes use of Corp's charging system. I think it's all due to some kind of partnership between the wings. I have a feeling that Corp won't just let this slide so easily. Those two figures back then mentioned the library as the possibility they were looking for. It doesn't matter. Just treat them as guests normally. Maybe we'll soon be able to find out the truth behind Corp's singularity. Speaking of which, I think I've seen that woman with the black hair somewhere before. What, are there people you don't know? It was quite a long time ago, and I really can't recall it right now. But alright, that will make up for the video that I somehow accidentally either didn't record or deleted. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we continue with more Modded Library of Ruina. Until then, bye!